The first time I remember when I was a little kid, I went to a Monday night football game because my dad's boss had tickets and they were box tickets.
So you
So
got box seats or whatever?
yeah, for Steelers and
That's
Monday
like
night
ten
football.
thousand dollars.
And I went there, and you can kind of imagine what these experiences are going to be like. Okay, I saw it on TV a bunch of times. Well, when you go there, it's going to be a little bit
It's just so
different.
cool because it's like you're that closer than
Oh
on
man,
TV.
I got there, and the lights and everything was like so real. I couldn't imagine it. I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa, this is like blowing my mind. Do you ever have those experiences? And
It's
this
like
is kind
can't
of
believe that you're there.
not only that, not only with like big sporting events, but sometimes where you're just like sitting in your car or sitting in school or something, and you're like, whoa, this is really real right now.
Yeah, I have that sometimes where you can't believe like things like this are real. Like it's just,
Yeah,
I don't
it
know how to
doesn't feel like
describe
you're
it.
in a lucid dream. You ever
Yeah.
have a lucid dream?
Yeah.
But it's a different kind of feeling, and I don't know why. Why do you think that happens?
I have no idea.
But yeah, you're just sitting there and you're like, this is a different feeling. And it's not drugs or anything. It's just like,
I think it's more like that. I tend to feel it more like when you're at some place. Wow, like you've been wanting to do something this for so long, and you're finally doing it, and you're there, and it's like, I can't believe this is real. Like going to
you're
like
just
a football game, for
yeah.
a social professional, I think I'd be blown away. But that is cool though.
So, do you remember your first lucid dream?
Mine?
Do you have it often? Oh, guess I might as well explain this for people
Clarify
who
for
don't know.
people.
A lucid dream is basically a dream. If you ever saw, I don't want to say Inception because it's not like that, but it's basically a dream where typically, you just wake up in the morning like, oh, I had a dream. But this is one where in the middle of the dream, you realize that you're dreaming and you can like make kind of like move around yourself or kind of like, I don't know, it's just weird because you're like, whoa, I'm in a dream. And at first, whenever I used to have them, it scared me because, like, oh man, what if I can't wake up? What am I doing
I
here?
feel that feeling too, like I'm like dead or something. But thank God it's not that.
So when I first started having them, I got scared and I would wake up and I would like try to hurt myself to wake myself up. And then I would
So,
wake
like-
up and my heart would be pounding. But eventually, I'm like, okay, now once I realize that I'm having a lucid dream, I'm like, cool. And I like try to walk around.
I'm
Like
scared of that. Half the time when I get those dreams, I'm like either at the Grand Canyon and I fall off, or I'm at the Grand Canyon and falling off.
Oh wow, that's not a good.
No, every time, because then I can remember myself bouncing in bed because I feel like I'm falling to like simulate me falling.
Oh
It's
man,
scary.
that has to suck.
It is.
But,
Stupid Grand Canyon.
I love lucid dreaming now.
That's scary.
It's so awesome. Whenever you realize you're in a dream, you're like, I can do anything without consequences.
So what do you do? Like rob banks or something?
I don't know, just like go fight people and stuff, or you know,
You don't want to fight people for real, Bucky. It won't end good.
I'll fight you, make you appear.
Yeah, right.
But evidently, there are different stages where first it's like you can't really control anything, and then it gets to the point where you're like, okay, I can kind of, if I want to meet a girl in a lucid dream, you're like, I can walk in and she will be there. But see, I talked about this in psychology class, and this is what they told me. So now it gets to the point where I'm like enjoying it so much, and I just think it's like so cool to be in this fantasy world that I find myself like waking up away from it. And I talk to my sister because evidently she experiences this all the time too, and she's like 13 years old. And it's cool whenever you talk to someone about this, and they're like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But what happens is whenever you're in a lucid dream and the dream's like fading away, then you can like focus on your hands or something and you'll stay in there for a little bit longer, or you can spin around. I don't know why.
First of all, what are you eating before bed, and what are you taking before bed?
I'm eating mushrooms and taking acids.
Okay, then I don't understand why you're having these dreams.
But another thing, they said that if you eat watermelon before bed, then you'll have really weird dreams.
Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Watermelon's-
That's not keyword for like a street drug.
No, but I mean, what's in watermelon besides the main component, which is melon?
Water.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
But they say watermelon's like 98% water too. So
2% melon, I've heard that.
So don't you feel like, whenever you buy one, you're kind of getting ripped off?
I just
You
love
spend like
melon.
$5 on one, and it's like 98%
Yeah,
water.
but you think about that little 2% of melon, it just makes it all worth it.
But no, this is water. But the melon just makes it worth it. What if it was just you cracked it open, there's a bunch of water inside and then a little melon?
A baby melon.
And I didn't know this too. Whenever I moved down to North Carolina, see, they don't have watermelon up here. They don't like grow 'em.
No,
the only
'cause
thing they
it's-
grow is like
climate's cold.
The only thing that grows like
Corn.
cow corn and pumpkins.
Yeah, throw pumpkins off bridges.
And I went down to North Carolina and I was in the parking lot and I saw a watermelon growing and I'm like, what the heck is
Yeah.
that? Because I couldn't even imagine it. It's like, wow, that's kind of crazy. That's like seeing a palm tree.
It is really, yeah. I saw palm trees for the first time and it was scary. I was like, what is that?
And another thing I saw was lizards. A little
Yeah,
lizard.
anoles. Yeah, down in Florida. When I went down to Florida, they're everywhere. It's so cool.
It is cool.
And up here, what do we got? Cow poop. I don't think that's gonna move today.
Not even cows, just cow
No.
poop.
You see cow poop and cows farting all the time up here.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
And they fart a lot.
But yeah, lucid dreaming. I think I'm gonna, do some of that tonight.
You're pounding like 6 watermelons tonight,
Yeah.
so you can piss your pants when you wake up.
Did you ever hear of a sensory deprivation tank?
It sounds familiar. Wait a minute, is that like where they put you in like something with water, and you're just laying there, and like you're supposed to be like tripping or whatever?
Yes.
That's really weird.
No drugs whatsoever. So for everyone who doesn't know, there's this thing called a sensory deprivation tank, and it's a way that you can have actual visual and audio hallucinations without the use of any drugs.
I don't understand how that happens.
Well,
Why
here-
wouldn't you just go lock yourself in the closet and put some water in the
Well,
floor?
it's a little bit different since here's how they make them. They have this tub that's totally enclosed,
Yeah.
so it's soundproof. No light can get in.
Oh, I don't like that.
And-
I'd be claustrophobic in
and
like 2
they-
seconds.
And they fill it up with about 12 inches of water, and they put a bunch of salt in the water, so you're floating in there, and you're super buoyant. You can even sit in the water, and you won't touch the bottom. So you float, and your ears are under the water, so you can't hear anything, you can't see anything, and all of your senses, and this is the idea behind it, all of your senses are totally deprived. You have no sensory input, no touch, no sense of where you are, no sight, no hearing. And whenever your brain doesn't have any of that coming in,
Makes up stuff?
Yeah, it just starts making up random crap. So you start, seeing stuff and hearing stuff. And at first, when they started doing it, psychologists thought, okay, whenever I deprive all my senses, they thought they were just going to fall asleep. But they got into these chambers and they started having these hallucinations. That's crazy, isn't it?
I don't know. That seems kind of fishy to me. I think there's something fishy about it.
Oh, no.
Have you done it?
No, I haven't done it before because, there's only one in New York City. In New York, there wasn't any in North Carolina.
So what you're saying is they're banned because of some...
I don't know.
There's
aren't.
something wrong with it.
I mean, there probably isn't a huge market for people who just want to lay in the tub and hallucinate.
Yeah, you can do that at home for free.
But yeah, I guess even when you're sleeping, then it's weird because when you're sleeping, you're kind of shutting off your senses. You want it totally quiet. You want it totally dark. And
Soundproof's weird, though. That's creepy.
yeah, and it's like even when you're sleeping, you're laying in bed and there's some sort of gravity, feel yourself shifting, but this just takes away everything. So it's weird how the brain works like that. But I want to try it. Will you try it with me if I find one? Mm-hmm. Will you?
No.
See, some people will start freaking out, and most people can't even last like the first 30 minutes.
I just don't know. I think it's... I don't know. I think the biggest fear with me would be like, is no one going to come open this again or something? I'll be like screwed there, tripping for like days.
Well, they don't lock you in.
I don't trust anyone. And then another thing too, how do you get oxygen in there? Don't you run out of oxygen if it's soundproof? And
They have
everything?
little vents that come in, but you can't hear them, and they have the piping in such a way that the light doesn't come through. They're manufacturers that you can buy one for $12,000.
So what you can say, you could fart in that vent and make a mini Dutch oven, is what you're saying.
But they do have ventilation because if you just had a totally, airtight space,
Yeah.
you can't be in there because what is it? Not carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide you
Yeah.
give off. That would basically make
monoxide.
what's carbon monoxide? The stuff with the greenhouse gases, right?
Yeah.
But what was I saying? Oh, if you just breathe in your own carbon dioxide, then you start to pass out.
Yeah, that's a good way.
So, anyways, I want to find one. And will you do it with me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make you do it with me. See, I always wanted to do one. I think it would be awesome.
I want to just fart in one of the vents so you just smell someone's ass for like 3 days.
When I'm in it, are you gonna come and fart in my vent?